So Trump wins in this MAGA landslide, right? Like none of us expect. I mean, we knew it, but we weren't.
The only place he didn't win is where they don't ask for voter
ID.
ID. How fucking obvious is that?
Well, I want to just set this point and then I'll back off. They were saying that 15 million people, they being the Democrats, Trump wins this landslide on election night, right? He wins the popular vote, he wins the electoral college, and all of a sudden...
All 7 swing states.
Right, and they're saying, wait a minute, something's them being the Democrats are saying, wait a minute, we had 81 million votes for Biden, we've got 60-something at that time. For Kamala, there's 15 million votes, and even Elon Musk and X put on community notes, hey, they're still counting. So they were already setting up this conspiracy theory. They, being the Democrats, were now election denying, saying there's 15 million votes. Elon stole the fucking votes through Starlink. They had all these crazy shit. These are the people that are trying to put us in jail.
You know, all they do is an hourglass flip, and I've talked about MK Ultra hourglass flips, like when they flipped the Democrats and the Republicans, so that the Democrats could then call the Republicans the racists when it was them all along, KKK, Jim Crow, everything. The deep state, the mind controllers, the people that own the world, they can't think of nothing but 2 things. So they can't come up with any new plan. They just do a flip.
Yeah,
and
like
now they're doing a flip, and they're going to do a January 6th insurrection.
You think okay, so hold on before we get there.
If they can.
So they're saying that Trump cheated with Elon Musk.
Well, that's where they're going.
But here's the thing, the counts keep coming. So here's the funniest thing, that's what I want to talk about. The Democrats are so stupid. So they knew they couldn't, they lost. They got out, they couldn't cheat big enough to beat the rig. We were too big to rig. So they were like, okay, well, we can't get the executive branch. We probably have lost the Senate, but we can still cheat. We can cheat Kerry Lake out of Arizona. We can cheat some House
they
seats.
gave him Kerry Lake. I know they did.
They gave him a few. And then they were like, we can't give them the House by 60 people because, or not 60, I'm sorry, whatever it is, 200. Forgive me for the numbers. But there's a point where you can't even filibuster anymore. We have such a mandate. Like there's Democrats.
So they're leaving us with 1.
So there's about a 1 seat difference right now. So they stole seats in the House. Well, the House is the least powerful branch, part of the legislative branch, part of the government, but it's still important.
Yeah,
so they
thank God they
still
have Mike Johnson in there instead of what's his face, Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah, no.
He's a fucking Muslim Brotherhood.
And I'm going to let you go.
They was all trying to do Muslim Brotherhood takeover of this country with China behind them.
Okay, let me just finish.
Motherfuckers, you're going straight to hell. I hope you know that.
Democrats had to keep cheating because they couldn't give us the House majority to the point where they couldn't do anything. So they started cheating House seats. But in doing so, they had to keep the counts open. They had to push illegal votes. And they had to keep counting popular votes for Kamala to make it to cover their cheat. So now Kamala is within 1% of the popular vote. I don't know if you know this.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's at like 74. He's at 76, something like that. And now they're saying Trump didn't really have a mandate. So they've switched. They went from, this is what I want to talk to you about. The Dems went from Starlink stole votes, 15 million people are missing, they didn't count our ballots, Trump cheated, to now Trump only won the popular vote by less than 1%. It's not a mandate because they kept counting. So they're so dumb, they keep painting themselves in a corner where they're like, we have to cheat to cover the cheat. And if we get caught cheating now, they'll look at 2020 where we cheated.
That's why I say they're so stupid.
They are.
That's where it all points to.
Absolutely.
And that's Q. Future proofs past.
Future proofs past.
So kiss my Q ass.
So we'll get into this, but that's what Democrats are saying now is, Kamala
they always
did
walk
really well.
into the trap box that Trump sets for them single time.
And he posted checkmate a few weeks ago and deleted it and did it again. So I think that was the checkmate. It's like, you can't really cheat the way you did in 2020 because then we'll prove it. So you have to cheat just enough. But now we're watching you. We're going to catch you cheating. I think that's what's at play. I think that's what's happening. And I'll give you the floor.
I do too. And it even goes beyond that. It goes to, I know you think that, whatever, but when you read as much as I do.
Oh, that I think the Q stuff's not. It's your podcast. You can talk about whatever you want.
Okay, but it's like Derek Johnson says, 45 to 47. The dash says it all. The dash means something. And, it means continuity of government. And during that time, they all expose themselves. And it's just great. And I just love watching it. And now they had, their moves were corrupt and steal the election, which they are working on. But there's no way out of the trap box besides exposing how they stole 2020.
Yeah, they're
because Trump's like 60 chess.
Absolutely. And look at what
and
they're
plus,
doing.
he uses computers to game it out. He doesn't just sit there chronically masturbating like Valerie Jarrett, say.
Does she have a clit to do that? I assume they took that. I'll have to research that. But let's talk about TWC real quick.
She don't need a clit.
I don't think she has a choice.
Huh?
I don't think she has a choice in the matter. She's a Muslim. They don't get to keep their...
That kind of degree of witch does not have sex.
Right. But she doesn't have a clitoris, right? Wasn't she born like...
Oh, she's got one that's probably fucking grizzled and fucking like Sarah Gilbert's. They're probably all grizzled, warty, and fucked up like that. Shit, yeah.
Ugh.
You got to give up something to pay your devil's due. You get a warty, grizzled clit.
I love when it's just you and I. All right,
I got to get a cigarette.
Okay, well, let's do this and then we'll take a cigarette.
Warty, grizzled clit, bitches. I'm sick of these bitches. I am going to start supporting removing women from having the right to vote like your dad's mom used to say, and I was so offended because I was a leftist, and she was a right-wing Christian that used to say, Teddy in the right-wing press, and I'd roll my eyes, but I loved her. She goes, fucking, they took down Nixon, and Alger Hiss was right, and I'd go, oh, this bitch, this poor, crazy, deluded bitch. Mary Alice Pentland, here's to you, your son's a fucking libtard, and I'd like to kick his ass over his ears for you, baby, because you were right.
So you see